Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tom or Gummy, and today we are back with another video. In fact, the most anticipated video on my channel, I would say, to date. So, as you can probably tell by the title of the video, it is the Nightmare Bonnie statue. I really do appreciate those people who have waited patiently and have been showing support for the channel. This is a really difficult statue to do, and that's probably why it's taken so long. It's taken me multiple recording attempts to do it, because I've actually messed it up multiple times myself, which is not a good sign. But yeah, definitely take this video slow, pause, and go back and back and back, and make sure everything is good, because it is definitely not something that you want to get to the end and realise you've messed up. But anyways, enough about that. If you do enjoy, leave a like, subscribe down below if you haven't already. Again, this was a real difficult statue, and again, it was designed by LazarSvabic. Very impressed by this design, should I say, and it's really great work by him. So there'll be a link down below to his Twitter and his YouTube. Check him out. It's very much appreciated that he lets me show off his work and teach you guys how to do it. But anyways, enough about that. Let's get straight on into the tutorial. Alrighty guys, so first off we're going to list off the blocks you'll need to build this statue, and then we'll get into building it. So you'll need blue stained clay, cyan stained clay, black wool, stone, light blue stained clay, red stained clay, pink stained clay, white wool, magenta wool, quartz stairs, stone brick stairs, and also a map if you want to be lazy and not have to count. So if you want to pause here, grab them blocks into your inventory, that'll be great, and then we'll get straight on into the tutorial. Okay, so the way we're going to do this tutorial is slightly different to the way we normally do things. Normally we build up the front, then the sides, and then the back. But purely because of how difficult the statue is and how crazy much detail there is, we're going to do it legs first, so that is the front of the legs, side and back. Then we move up to the body, front, side, back, and then the head. So it's slightly different, but hopefully it makes it easier, and I definitely think that it's making it easier for me. So hopefully that does have a knock-on effect on you guys and makes your life a tad easier. Okay, so anyways, let's get straight into building. So what we're first off going to do is place 1, 2, 3, 4 blue stained clay in a row. We're then going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 cyan stained clay right next to it. On top of that, we're going to place 8 black wool. So right now it should be 8 wide, 2 blocks tall. The next 3 rows, each row being 8 wide, is blue stained clay. So we're just building up the front of the legs at this point. As you can see, again, 5 blocks tall, 8 blocks wide, not 5 blocks wide. Next row is 8 black wool. The next 2 rows is 8 blue stained clay, which looks awfully purple if you ask me. Next row is 3 blue stained clay, 2 black wool, 3 blue stained clay. Next row, 2 blue stained clay, 1 black wool, 2 blue stained clay, 1 black wool, and 2 blue stained clay. Next row is 2 black wool, 4 blue clay, 2 black wool, and then the final row for now is 8 blue stained clay. And once you have done that, you'll have an area that looks like this. It is 12 blocks tall, 8 blocks wide, and if you want me to prove it to you, I can right now. As you can see, the floor is Y5 and the top of this is Y17. That is 12 blocks tall, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wide. So if you want to pause here and catch up if you need to do so, then feel free. One thing we do need to do is punch out some details, so we're going to do that now before moving on to the sides, because it makes it easier in the long run. Okay, so for the details, we're going to start off on this second section here, which is the 3x8 of blue stained clay. We're going to start on the bottom left corner. We go to the third block in, this one, punch it out, we go up diagonal to the right, punch it out, up one. We then go to left, leave this block, and then punch the one next to it. So that's the indents on the left side, and then for the right side we come to the very bottom right side of this section. We punch that one out, we go one to the left, and we also go up one from the original block right there. So that is the details you need to punch out for that section. We're going to come around the back afterwards and fill in the actual blocks that we're going to fill it in with, but for now we'll move up to this section and start punching them blocks out. Okay, so for the next section, this area here, we come to the first row, left side. we in fact scroll all the way across to the second last block and the third last block, punch them ones out. On top of that, we punch the 2 above that, and then the 1 on the right side above that. On the left side of the leg, what we do is we come to the second row, leave the first block, the second and third we punch out, and on the third row we punch out the second block, and it looks like this. Of course, if you want to, feel free to pause. Again, it's your choice when you want to pause, but for now we're going to go around the back and start filling it in. So all the blocks we've just punched out, we're going to indent with black wool or stone. So what we do is we come around to the back, we put a block there just to prove that that's the front. So we come around to the back, and we are facing like this. So it's essentially mirrored. So right here, this area here on the left side, what we're going to do is we're going to place blue stained clay on them 2 blocks there. And next to that, we're going to place 1 black wool. And if you come back around to the front, that is the effect you should get. So as you see, you're almost mirroring it. This next section here, the first block on the bottom is black wool. We then go up diagonal using stone. And on the top of that is 1 black wool. This 1 block here is black wool. And again, once you've done that, you can come back around the front and it will look like this. Of course, if you want to, feel free to pause. And again, just to point out, it should be indented 1 block. So it shouldn't be like that because that looks awfully naff. It should look like that and should be indented 1 block. Coming round to the back again for the upper section. This bigger section here, what we're going to do is place 2 black wool on the bottom one, then 2 stone, and then 1 black wool. On the other side, we do 2 stone, and then on top of that, 1 black wool. Whoops, like so. And again, once you come around to the side, it looks like this. Now, that is pretty much it for the front of the legs. If you want to, of course, I know I say it a lot, pause, catch up. It does make your life easier in the long run, so I definitely do suggest it. But anyways, what we're going to do now is go around to the left side of the leg. So, coming around to the left side, we're going to come to this blue stained clay block here, extend it backwards 1, 2, 3, and each row is 4. But of course, because we've already got this row here, we're only building 3. So, from left to right, we place on the second row 3 black wool. Then the next 3 rows is 3 blue stained clay. Next row is 3 black wool, and it matches up with the side block. So whatever block is at the side is what is the block here. So next 4 rows are blue stained clay. Next row is black wool, and then the final row is blue stained clay. And once you've done that, you'll have an area that looks like this. It's 12 tall and 4 wide. And of course, you know what to do. If you need to, pause. If not, move on. But again, just to recap, it goes 1 blue, 1 black, 3 blue, 1 black, 4 blue, 1 black, 1 blue. Okay, so coming round to the right side, it's going to look very, very similar to the other side, except we have this 2 block gap here. So what we do is we come to cyan stained clay, we extend it backwards 3. The next row is 3 black wool, and the next row, because we've already placed these 2 blue stained clay here, we're only going to place 2 blocks on the next 2 rows. The next next row is back to normal with not these blocks being there, that one being here. So we place 1, 2, 3. And again, that is what it should look like. If it was on the other side, it would look like this. But of course, them 2 blocks aren't there. The next row is 3 black wool. The next 4 rows is blue stained clay. Whoops, awful block placement. Next row is 3 black wool. And the final row is 3 blue stained clay. Okay, so again, it should look like this. 12 tall, 4 wide, minus them 2 blocks. And again, it's the exact same apart from them 2 blocks and also the fact that the bottom is cyan stained clay rather than blue stained clay. Okay, so once you've done that, we have got the front of the legs, we've got the left side of the leg, and we have got the right side of the leg. Again, the front is 12 by 8 and each side is 12 by 4. What we are missing for now is the back of the legs. So, for the back of the legs, we come, of course, to the back of the statue, the opposite side of where this black wool is, what we put down earlier to mark the front. And we come to the bottom left corner where we've got this cyan stained clay. Now again, each row is 8 wide, but we've got 2 blocks, 1 on each side already placed, so we're only placing 6. So, starting from left to right, on the first row we place 3 cyan, and then 3 blue. Next row is 6 black wool. Next 3 rows is 6 blue stained clay. Next row is 6 black wool. Next 4 rows is blue stained clay. Next row is 6 black wool. And then the final row is 6 blue stained clay. And again, it should look the exact same as the side of the legs right now, but of course we do need to punch out some details. So again, that's 12 tall, 8 wide right now. If you want to, pause. If not, you're more than welcome to continue. Okay, so starting to add the details, what we do is we come to the left side. We come to the second block, which is this one, punch it out and go to the right one. We then leave 2 blocks, punch this one out and go down 1. For the next section, the upper section here, we go to the second row on the left, second block, third block and up 1. We then go to the right side and the second to last from the left, or second block on the right, we punch this one out, whoops, not that one, the lower one, so on the second row like that. And that is all the details you need to punch out. So what we're going to do is indent some blocks. So starting at the bottom corner, we're going to place 2 stone indented right there. We then place 1 black wool on the bottom row and 1 stone on the upper row, and that is the 2 lower blocks done. For the upper areas, we place 2 stone and then we go up 1 with black wool, and then for this side we place 1 stone. Now one minor thing we do need to do, which we'll add later I guess, we can punch it out for now, is we come to the top right corner here to second block, punch out one out and punch out one out, and behind it we place 1 cyan stained clay on the right and 1 stone on the left, and that's where the body connects with the, I guess, legs, and the same happens on the front. So coming around to the front, one minor detail we need to add: on the left side, second block, we punch it out and we put 1 cyan stained clay. Okay, so once you've done that, you'll have a 12 by 8 by 4, I guess, is it a cuboid? I believe it is, and it is the legs. So this is the first part of the tutorial done. I'm going to fly around it once more just to give you guys the opportunity to pause if you need to do so. Again, the front and the back being 12 by 8 and each side being 12 by 4. Okay, so now I've done this, I'm going to pause the video, get a glass of water to get some tone back in my voice, and then we'll move on to, I would say, the most dreaded part, which is the body. So I will see you there. Okay guys, so in continuation, next what we're going to do is start working on the arms. So I know I just said we're going to do the body, we'll do the arms first and then we're going to work inwards towards the body. I figured out, upon reflection, this is probably the easiest approach. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come to the front side again, where we place this black wool, and we're going to come to the top left corner. Next to this blue stained clay, I was about to say purple, it really does look like purple. Next to this blue stained clay, we're going to place 1 stone, leave a gap, and place another stone, and then leave a gap. On top of that, we're going to place 4 cyan stained clay, like so, and that marks out where the left arm goes. We do the exact same for the right arm, so we come to the right side where this blue stained clay is, we place 1 stone next to it, leave a gap, 1 stone, and leave a gap. And then on top of this, we place slightly different, 1 cyan, 1 blue, 1 cyan, 1 blue. So where on the left side it's 4 cyan, on the right side it's cyan blue, cyan blue. Okay, so back to the left side, we're going to focus on this side first. So the second row is 4 cyan as well. The next row is 4 black wool. The next 6 rows is blue stained clay. That's 4, 5, 6. The next row is black wool, and then the final 2 rows are blue stained clay. And each row again is 4 wide, and again I'll prove to you how tall the arm is. So the arm should be 12 blocks tall and 4 blocks wide. If we've done this correctly, it should be wide 29. As you can see, it is. So that is perfect. That is 12 blocks tall and 4 blocks wide. Don't include the claws in their measurements. The claws make it 13 blocks tall. But they're more of a 3D effect and detail rather than part of the arms. Okay, so as you can imagine, there are a few details we need to punch out of the arms, but we'll do that in a second. First of all, we're going to focus on the right arm. So for the right arm, what we're going to do is come over to the right arm, of course, and the second row is 4 blue stained clay. Next row is 4 black wool. And again, like on the other side, it is the exact same as of now. So it's 6 rows of 4 blue stained clay. A row of black wool. And then 2 rows of blue stained clay. Okay, so once you've done that, again, that should be 12 blocks tall, 4 blocks wide. It will be at the same height. If you're on console, it will be Y29, PC Y28. That's if you're on super flat world, that is. And it should look like this. Now, of course, what you can do, just to make sure they're at the same height, is build across like so. And it will join up. As you can see, it joins up perfectly, so that is great. But that leaves us with a few things we need to do. So, of course, we are lacking some serious details. So, moving back to the left arm, what we're going to do is start off on the first row of the blue stained clay. So inclined to call it purple. It looks so much like purple. So, the first row, go to second block, punch out, go up 1, to the left 1, and to the right 1. We're then, in line with the middle, going to go up 1, leave this block, up again, punch it out, go up 1, and to the right 1. Final bit of detail we need to punch out as we go to the part above the black line. Second block, punch out 1 out, up, and to the right 1. And once you've done that, that is what it should look like. Now, of course, we need to indent some details, so we come around the back. And for this first part, at the bottom, from left to right, we do 2 stone at the top, and 1 blue stained clay, and then the downwards part in the middle is black wool. On the upper section, the lower block is stone, and then 2 black wool. And once you've done that, it will look like this when you come around the front. Now, moving on to this top part, the lower block is black wool, and then 2 blocks above that are blue stained clay. And again, once you've done that, it will look like this. Now, that is the left arm, or at least the front of the left arm complete. If you want to, feel free to pause. Again, this is just the front, but it should be 12 blocks tall and 4 blocks wide. Okay, so drifting over to the right arm again, we're going to add some details. We come to the second section, this part here, of the blue stained clay. We come to the first row, third block. If you're going from the left, if you're going from the right, it is the second block. Punch it out, go up 1. We're then going to go up 2, to the left 1, punch that one out, and then punch a 2x2 square above that. Finally, what we're going to do is go to the top section here, and we're going to punch the second and last block out, and then go down 1. So it cuts off the corner like so. We've done this in some of the other Nightmare statues, but we're not doing it on that arm. Okay, so what we do next is we come round to the back. We indent 1 stone on the bottom, followed up by 1 black, and on this upper part we place 1 stone, above that 2 black, and above that 2 stone. For this part up here, we're not going to worry about that for now. We'll get back to that later on in the video, but for now, what you can not worry about it is what I meant to say. Yeah, not worry about it. Okay, so that is what it should look like. If you want to, and this is a very optional thing, you can extend these 2 black here backwards and cover it, I guess cover the edges. So place 1 there, place a blue stained clay there, and a black wool there if you want to add some more detail and some more depth into it, I guess you could say. So again, you could set them 2 black wool back, 2 blocks, and you can do the exact same for this one. So you just place 1 blue stained clay there, 1 black either side, and set the 2 black wool back 1. That is again optional. I personally like it, but again, it is all up to you. Okay, so now we have done the front of the statues. Or the front of the arms, should I say, not the front of the statues. We're going to go round to the side. So we're going to start on the left arm, of course. So what we do is we get our cyan stained clay, we come around the back, and in line with this cyan stained clay here, we extend it backwards 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all the way back, and once you come below, it gives you a 4x4 square of cyan stained clay like this. We come to the side of this structure that we've just built, and we are presented with something that looks like this. It looks really rough, but we're going to neaten it up. So, of course, we got the first row done, so we're only placing 3 blocks on each row. Each row is 4 blocks wide, but again, we've already got a row placed. So, the first row, starting from left to right, goes 4 cyan. The second row is 3 cyan. The third row is 3 black wool. The fourth row is 3 blue stained clay. The next row is only 2 because we've got 1 here existent. And then the next 4 rows is just solid blue stained clay. We're going to punch this black wall out and replace it with blue stained clay. If you haven't indented the black wall 2 blocks like we have here, that will not be an issue. Again, it is optional if you want to indent it. It's fully your choice. Okay, so next what we do is we place 3 black wool, and then the final 2 rows is just solid blue stained clay. And once you've done that, it gives you a 12x4 rectangle that should look like this. Of course, minus that 1 block there. But in order, it should go 2 cyan, 1 black, 6 purple, 6 blue. I'm never going to stop calling that purple. It is purple, come on now. 1 black and 2 blue. Okay, so again, you know what to do. If you want to, feel free to pause. If not, don't. One last final thing we're going to do before moving around to the right side is we're going to add the 2 claws. So we come to the left side of this cyan stained clay here, we place 1 there, leave 1 gap to the right and place 1 there. And once you've done that, it will look like this. Okay, perfect. So that is the side of the left arm done. Moving on over to the right side, what we're going to do is come to this blue stained clay, still trying to call it purple, blue stained clay, extend it backwards 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, come below, it's a 4x4 square like so. Coming around to the side, you're presented with this, of course, the first row, and then the 3 empty slots of each row. So, first of all, what we're going to do on the first row, first block is blue, second block is cyan, third block is blue, fourth block is cyan. Below each cyan, we place 1 stone, of course, like so, and that's just the start. So, the next row is 3 blue stained clay. The next one is 3 black wool. Next 6 rows is blue stained clay. And again, replace anything that gets in the way. So this one, just replace it with blue stained clay. And we can replace this one if you want to make it even. But again, if it's not what you want, just make it look like that. It's, again, very optional. Same with this one. I don't want to keep on focusing on this, but I do want to make it clear it's up to you. I personally like it indented 2 blocks. The black gives it a bit of a shape, but it's your choice. Anyways, back to this. So the next row is 3 black wool. The next row, we're going to leave the first block on the left, then we place 3. The next row, we leave the first 2, and we place 2. We then place 1 right there in that corner, and build 1 up. It gives us a nice, like, stair-shaped thing, like a gradient, rather than a straight-up drop, which is what it looked like that. So it gives us a nice gradient. And, of course, if you come to the side, it looks like this. Again, it's a 12x4 minus the claws and minus that chunk out there. It's 2 blocks of blue stained clay with the cyan, 1 row of black, 6 rows of blue, 1 row of black, and then 2 partial rows of blue. I say partial because it's only really a third, 2/3 of a row. Well, actually, no, it's 3/4 of a row and then half a row on the one. I can't count. But yeah, anyways, that's what it should be looking like so far. Okay, so we're going to move on to the slightly more simple task of the inside of the arms. We don't normally do this for the obvious reason you don't normally see the inside of the arms. But for this statue, you sort of actually do, because you build the endoskeleton. So what we're going to do, just to neaten it up, again, you don't have to do this, but this is just to neaten it up. I think it gives it a much better effect. We come to the inside of the statue, so we're at the front here. We just move on into the middle of the statue, right here. If you look down, you'll see that. If you look forwards, you'll see the side of the arm. So on the left arm, of course, we just match it up with the blocks at the side. So we just place 3 cyan, 3 black, 6 rows of 3 blue, then a row of 3 black, and then 2 rows of 3 blue. And once you've done that, it will look like this. And again, last time, it's a 12x4 rectangle. Now, swiveling around, we come to the right arm. First row is the 3 purple, I need to stop saying that, 3 blue stained clay. Apologies if I do confuse anyone. When I say purple, I mean blue stained clay. It just looks purple. Second row, 3 blue stained clay. Third row, 3 black wool. Next 6 rows is 3 blue stained clay. Next row is 3 black wool. And then the second last rows is 2 blue stained clay, or 3 blue stained clay. Sorry, I'm getting confused. And again, that is a 12x4. It should look like this. As you can see, once you come back to the front now, things look a hell of a lot neater. And it looks like this. It looks awfully weird because we are actually missing the body. And we got like floating arms. But it all makes sense later on in the video. Okay, so coming around to the back of the arms. This is all we've got left for the arms. Then we can move on to the endoskeleton. So we're going to start on the left arm, or in fact this is the back of the right arm, that's the back of the left arm, but looking at it from this perspective it's the left and right. So starting with the left, what we're going to do, first row is perfect, it goes cyan, 3 blue, second row is 4 blue, next row is 2 black, and again I'm just saying each row is 4, we've already placed 1 on either side, so we're only placing 2 blocks on each row. Okay, so the next 6 rows is 2 blue stained clay. The next row is 2 black wool. It will link up with the other black wool. And then the final 2 rows is 2 blue stained clay. Of course, that's not what it looks like once we're done because we need to add the details. So for the details, what we're going to do is we're going to start on this section here, the 6x4. We come to the left side to the second block in, punch that one out and go up 1. We then go up twice to the right one, punch that one out, to the right one from there, and also up 1 from there. Behind this 2 blocks here, the bottom one is stone, and the one above that is black wool. And then this next section here, the bottom left one is stone, up from that is black wool, that will already be there. And then this one here will be blue stained clay, blue stained clay, blue, 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 not purple, blue. Okay, so final addition we need to do is we go to the top left corner, and we punch this second block in, like so, and what we do is just fill in the shoulders like that, but leave this 1 block here. Just gives it a nice effect. And that is the left arm, or the back of the right arm should I say, complete. If you want to, feel free to pause. Again, it is 12x4. Okay, so moving on over to the right side, we've got the back of the left arm. That makes complete sense. Okay, so, first row, 4 cyan, second row 2 cyan, third row 2 black wool, next 6 rows is 2 blue stained clay, next row 2 black wool, and then a 2x2 of blue stained clay. Again, we're just going to fill the shoulders in, them 2 blocks there, not these 2 blocks, just these 2, and then we're going to add some details. So again, that's 12x4 looking like that. 2 details we need to add, so we go to the bottom left corner of this 6x4 area, we go to the second block, go punch that one out, go up diagonal to the right, punch that one out. We go up 2, leave them, go up to the third block, punch, go up 1 more, and to the left one. Now behind this will already be black wool, we're just going to place 2 more, like so. And then for this one, the lower block is black wool, and then the upper block is stone. And once you have done that, you have built the arms. Congratulations, I will show you around one last time if you need it. If not, very well done. This is a hard statue, so I'm not being sarcastic when I say well done. It is generally a tough run. So this is a close-up, I guess, of the left arm, or the front of the left arm, so you can just see all the indentations. Again, your choice when it comes to these parts here at the front, where they're set back to. Again, it's totally up to you. And just in case you didn't catch it, the arms are 12x4x4. So this is the front of the left arm, the side of the left arm, the back of the left arm, the inside of the left arm, and then we've got the front of the right arm, the side of the right arm, the back of the right arm, and finally the inside of the right arm. Okay, so it's looking awfully cool but awfully weird right now because we've got some floating arms. What we need to do is start adding some body, or some endoskeleton at least, and then we'll move on into the body. So again, just like I said before, I'm going to pause the video, make sure everything is going fine in terms of visual qualities, audio, and also my explanation, because that has been slacking in the previous attempts of me recording this, which is why I'm doing it in stages, to make sure it's as best as I can do. Okay, so, again, I'm just going to pause the video. I'll see you in a second. Okay guys, so moving on, we are going to move on to the endoskeleton now, so the inside part of the body. So of course we got the outside part, and then we've got the endoskeleton, if I can pronounce it properly, in the middle, which is almost, I guess, like the support frame of the character. Okay, so we're doing this first because the outside, of course, if we did that first, we'd have much more cramped conditions. We'd have a 2-block wide gap to build in, and that's really not fun. So, of course, let's do the inside part first and then cover it up with the outside. I think that's the easiest approach to things. Okay, so what we're going to do is make sure you're at the start, or at the front, and come to this part here. So, once you're here, what you're going to do is, one thing I did off camera, fill all this in with blue stained clay, so all the gaps here, and then place 1 stone and 1 cyan there, and once you've done, it will look like that. Of course, you want to leave this block and these 2 here empty, because they're intentionally empty, but again, that is one thing I didn't show on camera. In case you didn't notice, the video actually cut because I messed things up with this recording. So we're trying again, attempt number 2. Good job, I did it in parts. Okay, so starting to build this endoskeleton, what we're going to do, we're going to start on this cyan stained clay right here. We're going to place 1 stone. Again, make sure you're at the front. I've got this black wall here to mark we're at the front. Next to that, we're going to place 1 stone, 2 cyan, and 2 stone. We're then, on the left side and the right side, going to go up diagonal and place 1 stone each side. Okay, so on top of these 2 cyan in the middle, what we're going to do is place 2 stone, and either side of that we're going to place 1 black wall. Again, you'll notice it's set back 1 into the body. This is where the normal part of the body goes. It's set back 1, and that's again because it's inside the body, it's not the outside. Okay, so next what we're going to do, on top of these black wool, we're going to place 2 blue stained clay on each one, and then on top of that 1 stone. On top of that we're going to place 1 more blue stained clay, and essentially you might notice that the endoskeleton doesn't really have blue or purple in it. This is more to cover up little gaps in the body, which you'll see, and it's just easier to put them here for now and punch them out later. But yeah, this part isn't part of the endoskeleton, it's just to fill in gaps and make things look neater. Okay, so on top of these blue stained clays, we're going to place a row of 4 cyan. On top of that, we're going to place 2 cyan right in the middle. So leaving 1 gap on the left, 1 gap on the right. Next, what we're going to do is an upside down L on either side. So we place 1 stone, go to the left one and down twice. As you can see, it's an upside down L. On the right side, we place 1, go to the right one and down twice. And again, you've got yourself another upside down backwards L. Perfect. Okay, so next to our backwards L on the left, we're going to place 5 cyan. So from the bottom, we place 1, 2, 3, and then we go up twice more. So 4, 5. We do the exact same on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 cyan on either side. Underneath them cyan, we're going to place 1 blue stained clay, like so, on either side. And we're coming to the near of the end of the front. So what we do is on the left side, we go up 1 using a block of your choice on top of this cyan. We then place on top of that 1 cyan and we punch out the block of your choice. So there is a gap. Working from left to right, we place 1 more cyan, 1 stone, 2 cyan, 1 stone, and 2 cyan. And once you have done that, it will look like this. It looks awfully random, but it is 12 tall and 8 wide. And if you want to, you can feel free to pause whenever you think you need to. But this is the front part of the endoskeleton. Again, it looks awfully weird. We're going to work on adding the back part of the endoskeleton now, which should make things look a bit neater. Okay, so moving on round to the back side. As you can see, we got 2 rows here. We're going to build it on this row that's got the stone and the cyan on, because this is the outer part. So what we do is, of course, we should have 1 cyan here, 1 stone here, 2 blue, and then 1 stone, 1 cyan. Of course, that's what I did off camera, but try and replicate that now if you haven't already. On top of these 2 blue stained clays here, we're going to place 2 cyan stained clay. On top of that, we're going to place a 5x2, so 5 tall, 2 wide of stone, and that'll fill that gap there. Now, a lot of this part is just doubling things up. So, for example, the black wool either side here, we double up. The 2 blue stained clay either side, we double up. And then on top of that, we double up the stone. And then, again, the blue stained clay. But things are different. Not all of it is the same. Again, this part is, so we place 4 cyan on top, 2 cyan on top of that, and then we place our upside down L's or our backwards L's out of stone. All the same, but this is where things change up a bit. So on the sides where we've got this cyan stained clay, we place 1, 2, 3 on the left side, and then on top of that we place 2 blue stained clay, so it's not 5. On the right side we do the exact same, 3 cyan, 2 blue. Again, it's not 5. In the middle, back to the middle part, on top of this 2 cyan here, we place 2 stone. On top of that, we place 2 cyan. On top of that, we place 2 stone. And again, on top of that, we place 2 cyan. And it should look like this. A few more things that we need to do. I know I'm going a bit fast, but I'm trying to explain it simply because it is pretty simple. On this stone here that we just placed on top of the cyan, either side we place 1 cyan. On top of that, we place 1 stone. And on the left side, we go once to the left, and on the right side, we go once to the right with that stone, and it connects back to the blue stained clay right there. And again, this is what it should be looking like so far. I'm trying to cut off the bottom bit because that's confusing, where we got this gap here. In fact, let me just place the 2 so you don't get quite as confused. So it should look like that. Okay, so punching them out before I forget. One final thing we need to do. So, on the left side, at the very top, we place 1 blue stained clay, and on the right, we do the exact same. In between that, in between the blue stained clay and the cyan, we place 2 stone either side, and once you've done that, you have finished the endoskeleton. So, I'm going to let you guys pause. I'm going to get rid of my arm, and I'll talk you through it once more. So, let's go back round to the front side of the endoskeleton. So, this is the front. This is what it should look like. As you can see, some parts are set back. That's where we've built the back. So this is the front. Again, it's 12 tall, 8 wide, and it's set back 1 into the body. So take your time, pause, and it should be pretty self-explanatory. And again, coming round to the back side, this is what it looks like from the back side perspective. And again, it looks awfully confusing with them 2 blocks missing, but that is totally intentional. Okay, so that is the endoskeleton complete. Now we can go on to the joyous task of actually building the outer part of the body, because trust me, it is really a joy. I'm not even kidding, it really is a joy. Okay, so I will see you in a second. Again, I'm going to pause here. This video is going to be in parts just to avoid what happened last time, where I recorded a whole big section and I messed up. So yeah, to make sure the quality is good and to make sure everything's going correct, I'll pause here and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so moving on. Hopefully you're at this point so far. If not, definitely go back in the video and see where things have gone slightly off point or off, I guess, task. I don't know what I'm saying. But definitely, if you're not at this point right now, definitely go back and see where things haven't gone too great. It's easier to do that than continue, get further in, and realise there is no going back because you've messed up so far, you have to take everything down. Okay, so anyways, moving on. What we're going to do now is the outside part of the body, or the outside part of the chest at least, and then we'll go around to the back and do that. So, starting at the bottom, right here by where the side of your hands is. So next is cyan stained clay. We're going to place 1 blue. We're then going to leave a 2-block gap, so these 2 blocks here where the stone is, we're leaving them. Then we place 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, 3, my bad, I can't count. So it goes 1 blue, 2 stone, or 2 gap, 3 blue stained clay, and then we got the 2-block gap here, of which 1 is stone and 1 is empty. The next row is 1 blue stained clay, 6 black wool, so that covers up a lot of what we've just done, and then the 1-block gap here, which happens to have stone behind it. The next row is 1 black wool, 3 light blue stained clay, 1 gap, 2 light blue stained clay, and 1 black wool. So that's kind of how it connects up to the body to the legs at least. Now this is where things get slightly more complicated, slightly more random, and in turn I'm going to do it slightly different because it's easier to do it the way I'm going to explain rather than doing things layer by layer. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start on the left side, and on top of this black wool here we're going to place 1 blue stained clay. We're then going to leave 1 block, so not this one. Then we go up to the next one, we place 1 blue, leave the next one, place 1 blue, leave a 2-block gap, and then we place 1 blue, and then on top of that 1 more. Next what we do is we extend this over to the right 7 to connect up to that side, and that's just to mark off the top and out area that we're working with. So we have 1 layer so far, the left side. What we're going to do is do the exact same on the right side. In fact, it's not the exact same, but we're going to do what we did where we build up. So we place 2 blue on top of that black wool right there. We leave a 1-block gap, place 1, leave a 1-block gap, and then place 3. So, as you can see, we're starting to enclose things and make things look a bit more complete. The next part, all we need for this is light blue stained clay. And again, this is going to be pretty random, so definitely pay attention, because it's not going to be set in stone measurements. It's more just following what I'm doing. Okay, so on this part here, where we got 3 light blue stained clay, on the left side we're going to place 2. We're then, on the left side again, going to go up twice. We're going to go to the right once. This is what it should look like. We then go up twice, to the left once, and up twice. And that is the left strand complete. Now the right strand of this, on top of these 2 blocks here, we place 2 more. On the right side, we go up 1. We go up diagonal to the left, up twice. Now next to this, we place a row of 3, but it's set up 1. So on the first one, we don't place 1 here, we go up 1, we place 1, 2, 3, like so. Hopefully you get what I mean by set up 1. As you can see, it ends 1 higher than the other one. Okay, so how do we connect these 2 strands? What we do is in this middle part here, we place 2 light blue stained clay right there, and that connects everything back together and makes it complete. Now, this looks really random and really empty. This is where the bow tie comes in. So, this is what it should look like so far. If you want to pause, feel free to do so. If you don't, then feel free not to. Okay, so what we do is we start on the very top left corner here, in line with this light blue stained clay. So right here, alternatively, you go to the left side of the shoulder. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 6th block, which is this one, we place 1 pink stained clay. Underneath that, we place 1 red, and to the side of it, we place 2 red, and that makes a 2x2 square. We then leave a 2 block gap going towards the right. We place 1 red, next to that 1 pink, and again, that will be the 6th block inwards if you're counting from the right side. Underneath that, we place 2 red, and that makes another 2x2 square. Now we link these up by placing 2 pink stained clay in the middle, and underneath each square on the 2nd block, so not the 1st block, the 2nd block, and again from the right side, not the 1st block, the 2nd block, we place 1 red stained clay going down, and that makes the bow tie, and that makes things look slightly more complete. So, that is what it should look like from the front. Again, this is not 100% accurate to Lazar's original design, purely because it was very difficult to do it exactly 1 for 1. So again, the whole point of the Nightmare Bonnie is just to make it look really scrumpled up and really messed up and I guess burnt and just really destroyed. So in theory, it really doesn't matter for it being exactly the same as long as it looks completely trashed and completely crazy like it does. That's perfect. Again, it is totally up to you. You can pause here and replicate what we've just done. That's a 12x8 rectangle which we've just done. Alternatively, what you could do if you're feeling that that top area is looking a bit too empty, personally I like it because you get to see a bit at the end of the skeleton, you could just add a bit of a light blue stained clay up here if you want to make things look a bit more complete. But again, it is totally up to you. This is just what I'm showing you. Okay, so if you haven't already taken the time to pause, then do so. For now, what we're going to do is move around to the back side of the statue and start filling this in. So we have this again 12x8 rectangle which needs filling in. So we're going to do this slightly differently. Whereas before we did it layer by layer and then afterwards row by row, this time what we're going to do is fill this 12x8 square in using the blue stained clay, and then we're going to punch some details out afterwards. So I think this is personally the easiest way to do it. So again, all we do is just build up 12 all the way across, and then we start punching some blocks out. And what you get from doing this is a really awesome effect, which makes the statue look really, really nice. And again, make sure you leave them 2 blocks at the bottom empty, as you can see I've just done, because that is part of the legs. We're not worrying about that for now. Okay, so once you've done that, it will look like this. It looks really plain, but don't you worry, we're going to sort that out now. So usually what you do is you start at the bottom left and you build up. Again, we filled it totally in, so all we need to worry about now is punching out the details. So, going to the bottom left, what we do is we come in line with this black wall here, we leave a 1 block gap and we punch this one out here. We then go up 1. Now, this is where it might cause a bit of controversy because a lot of you guys are very opinionated on what Bonnie has, even though I don't think we've ever actually seen a screenshot of Bonnie's back, or Bonnie's, the back of the legs at least. So, we're going to add a tail. Again, if you don't feel that Bonnie has a tail, then don't add it. If you do feel, then feel free to. But personally, I think it would make sense, seeing as it's a rabbit. So, we're going to add it. So what we do is next to this 2-block gap here that we've just punched out, we place 2 light blue stained clay. Make sure it's 3D, so we don't indent it into the actual statue like this. You make sure that it's actually 3D. So you place 2, then go down diagonal, place 1 to the side, then go up diagonal, up 1, and then up diagonal and to the side 1. And it makes a little shape like this and gives us a square in the middle. In the middle we place a 2x2 of light blue stained clay, and it gives us a tail that looks like this. Okay, so next to that, what we're going to do is do the exact same that we did on the left side. So we punch 2 blocks out to the right of it, like so. And this is what it should look like so far. Okay, so on top of the tail, again, back to punching out the details, we place a, or should I say punch out a 2x2, not place a 2x2, punch out a 2x2 of the blue stained clay. On the right side, we then go up once, and then we punch out another 2x2 with that block being the first one. And it gives you a shape that looks like this. Next, what we do is we come to the top right corner of what we just punched out. We go up 1, we leave this block, we go up once more, punch it out, to right 1, punch it out, and up 1, punch it out. Now, there's one final thing that we need to punch out. So what we do is we come to the left side in row with this black wall right here. We go up diagonal, punch out, to the right 1, down 1, oops. Let me replace that. Down 1, 2, 3, as you can see. And then on the second block, which is next to this stone, we punch that one out. And in fact, it's 1 more down. I didn't count that properly. So again, just a recap in case I confused anyone. We punch this one out that's up diagonal from the black to side 1, down 1, 2, 3. And then on the second block, or in fact the first block down, we go to the right one, and it exposes this one stone block right there. Okay, so hopefully you guys got that. Again, I will get rid of my arm and pause if you prefer visuals rather than listening to me trying to explain it to you guys. Okay, so again, that is the back. I'll get in a bit closer if you want, just so you can punch it out more accurately. And again, for the final time, I'll go around to the front and show you what that should look like. So again, if you have done the endoskeleton correctly and you have followed the guidelines I've tried to set for the outer parts, then you should have something looking like this. If not, again, go back, see where things haven't gone quite correct, and work from there. But anyways, again, I'm going to pause the video, and then we'll move on to, I would say, the funnest part of the video, which is going to be the head. So I'll see you there. Okay guys, so let's move on to the head. So for the head, what we're going to do is we're going to start off by getting our light blue stained clay, and we're going to come to the left side. Again, make sure you're at the front. We don't actually need this block anymore because you can determine the front by the fact there's a bow tie on the front and there's a tail on the back. Of course, there's not a tail on the front and there's not a bow tie on the back. So that's a good way to distinguish which one is the front and which one is the back now. So anyways, we're going to come to the top left corner of the front, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 5th block we're going to place a light blue stained clay and bring it 2 forwards. We're going to do the exact same on this side, so we go to the right side, count 5 to the left, and on the 5th block, which is this one, place 2 light blue stained clay overhanging the front like so. And a good way to know if you've done it right is it should be the block to the left of the bow tie and the block to the right of the bow tie. Okay, so next what we're going to do is bring it in diagonal, both sides, twice. So that's once and twice. And once you've done that, you'll notice there is a 2-block gap. We're going to fill that by placing 2 light blue stained clay right there. And in this whole gap here is just black wool. Okay, so this is the overhang for the front of the face, or the front of the mouth at least. So, if you want to, pause again, it comes out 2 there, 1, 1, and then this row is 4. Okay, so once you've done that though, that gives us a base of what we can work off. So we're going to come to the left side of here, and we're going to keep on going. So what we do from here is we extend it backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, using the light blue stained clay, and once you've done that, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in total, or 8 if you're not including the part of the jaw over there. Okay, so this is where things get slightly more complicated, and I'll try and explain to the best of my abilities. So from left to right, we're going to do things here. So we place 1 cyan stained clay, whoops, on top of that light blue at the end. Next to that, we place 1, 2, 3 light blue stained clay, and next to that, we place 4 quartz stairs, but make sure they're facing inwards, pointing towards the light blue stained clay. On top of this row of 3 light blue stained clay right here, we're going to do a row of 3 stairs, again facing towards the back of the statue, like so. Next, what we do, on top of this cyan stained clay here, we go upwards 1, 2. And on top of that, we place a row of 8 blue stained clay. So we place 1 there, and we go 7 to the right. And what you'll notice is it lines up perfectly with this first tooth here. So what we're going to do now is mirror the bottom row of teeth on the upper jaw, which is here. So we place 1, 2, 3, 4 of upside down stairs, quartz stairs facing towards the back of the head. Again, this part being the back. And once you've done that, it will look like this. So this is the lower section, which is the jaw. And the upper section, which we're moving on to now, is the head. So, again, take your time. If you want to, feel free to pause. Right now, it should be 5 blocks tall and 8 blocks wide. Okay, so, moving on. What we're going to do on the left side is we're going to build up 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, using the blue stained clay. And then we're going to extend it over to the right, 7 or 8 in total. And then bring it back down and link up like so. And what that does is that produces a rectangle which is 8 wide and 7 tall. Now, normally I would just fill this in, but there is one thing that we need to do first. And if you've seen the other tutorials for the Nightmare characters, you'll know that not only does the body have an endoskeleton, but the head does as well. Okay, so what that means we need to do is we need to come to this top right corner here. We need to get our cyan stained clay. We place 1 cyan in the top right corner there. And then we bring it backwards 1. So make sure to indent it 1 from this original frame. Then what we do is we extend it 1, 2, 3 to the left using stone. And then 1 cyan stained clay. And it will be 5 wide. Underneath this cyan stained clay we go down 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 5 using the stone. And then we turn it into a rectangle, so we extend it 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, and then back up like so. And if you punch away this row that we built earlier, where the jaw goes onto, you'll see that it leaves you with a shape like this. So essentially, it is 6 blocks tall by 5 blocks wide, as you can see. And again, if you want to, feel free to pause. For the middle part, what we're going to do is the first 2 rows of 3 is just stone. And then the final 2 rows is 3 blocks of cyan stained clay. And again, it looks like this. Now this is what the side of the endoskeleton in the head looks like. The other side is the exact same, but we'll get to that later on. So for now, what we're going to do is just fill this whole area in here. We're going to replace the blocks we placed earlier. And we're going to fill this whole area in using the blue stained clay. So we'll be covering the endoskeleton that we just built completely, but it'll all make sense in a second. Okay, so again, what that leaves us is with a rectangle that's 7 tall, 8 wide of blue stained clay. And now is where things get slightly more complicated. We're going to start punching out some details. So we're going to go to the bottom right corner of the blue stained clay here, and we're going to go up 1, 2, 3. On the 4th block, we're going to punch one out. So this one. We then go to the left twice. From there, we go down 1 and down diagonal to the right. On top of this, we then punch out the next row of 3, the next row of 3, and also the next row. On the second to last row, or this one, right here next to the stone, we're going to punch one out to the left, go to the left once more, leave this, punch this one out, go down diagonal to the left, down 1 to the right one, down twice, so to this block here, punch that one out, and to the right one. And once you've done that, it will look like this. So of course, if you want to, pause. At this point it should be 11 blocks tall and 8 blocks wide. Okay, so if you've got something looking like this so far, then you are doing great. That is pretty much all we need it to be looking like so far. So what we're going to do is now go round to the right side of the head. So again, similar to what we did before, we're going to extend it back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 using light blue stained clay. Then from right to left this time, we place 1 cyan, 3 light blue, and then we got the 4 stairs pointing towards the light blue stained clay which we just placed. Next, what we do is place the 3 stairs facing towards the back on top of that row of 3 right there. And then again, like we did before, we place 1, 2, 3 cyan stained clay. In fact, it's up 2 because we've already placed 1. Okay, so next what we're going to do is place 1 blue stained clay on top of that and place 7 to the left of it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 8 in total. What we then do is again mirror the bottom line of the jaw on the upper part. So place 1, 2, 3, 4 quartz stairs upside down, again facing towards the back. And yeah, that's what the bottom part of the jaw should look like. Don't confuse it with anything you can see in the background. But it's essentially so far the exact same. So again, what we're going to do, like we did last time, is from this blue stained clay here, we're going to build up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then back down to link up like that to make a 8 by 7 rectangle. Again, like we did on the other side, we need to add the endoskeleton. So we're going to do the exact same as we did last time. So we go to the top left corner to this block here. We place 1 cyan stained clay. We come behind it and indent it 1 block, like so. So it's set back 1 block from the blue stained clay. Next to that, to the right, we place 1, 2, 3 stone and then 1 cyan. Underneath that, the next row is 1 stone, 3 cyan, 1 stone. The next row is 1 stone, 3 cyan, 1 stone. And then the next 3 rows, my bad, is 5 stone. So again, punch out this row and replace it with stone. And that is what it should look like. So again, like we did before, we're going to replace all these blocks here and then fill this whole section in, and we're going to start punching some blocks out. So again, this whole section will be a 8 by 7 of blue stained clay, but we're going to start punching some blocks out. So this is what it should look like, and now we're going to get on to punching. So we come to the left side, bottom left corner of the blue stained clay. We go up 2 blocks, so to the third block, we go 1 to the side, punch this one out, and we go up 1 and also to the side 1 from there. We then go to the right twice, down 1, punch that one out. We then go to the right twice from there, up 1, punch up 1. We then go up 1 to the right twice to this block, which should be in line with this one here. We punch that one out, go up 1 and to the left 1. And once you have done that, it will look like this. So of course, if you haven't got something looking like this, go back, see where you've gone wrong. But yeah, that's another side of the head complete. We are making really nice progress. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go round to the back side of the head because it's easier. So we come to this part here where we got the endoskeleton because we're going to work on that first. So what we do is just link up the parts, build it using stone. All the way across, just link them all up like so. And then what we do in the middle 2 blocks, which is these ones, we go down 3 rows and we place a 3 by 2 of cyan stained clay. And it looks like this. You've got 1 either side and then the 3 by 2 in the middle. That is it for the endoskeleton from the back. It's really, really simple. And that's all you need to do. So now we can get on to actually placing the outer shell. So what we do first is link this row up here. So this row is 6 black wool. And the next row is 6 light blue stained clay. And from below, it looks like that. Like that, there you go. Next, what we're going to do, the next row, of course, we got cyan here. We place 6 light blue, and then we got 1 cyan. The next 2 rows are in fact actually empty. So as you can see here, this whole area here in between the 2 cyan stained clays either side is actually empty. And that brings us up to this next section, which is made out of blue stained clay. Again, being 7 tall and 8 wide. So what we're going to do is join this up together by placing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we build up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way across. Like so. And again, what this means is we can start punching out some details. So you're left with something that looks like this. Starting at the top left corner, we're going to go down diagonal to the right, punch that one out, to the right twice, go down 1, punch it out, go to the right twice, punch it out, to the right 1, and also up 1 from there. From this point here, we go down twice, punch it out, we go down twice more to this block here, punch that one out. And then for the final 3 blocks, what we do is we go to the bottom left corner of the blue stained clay. We go up to the 3rd row, to the side one, punch it out, to the right one, punch it out, and down diagonal to the right, and punch it out. And it looks like this. Again, just by pausing, you'd be able to figure it out. It is pretty self-explanatory, it's pretty easy. But of course, take your time and make sure you've got it right. Okay, so we are done with 3 sides. We are making awesome progress. As you can see, this is what it should be looking like so far. The front looks awfully messed up, but don't worry, that will change in a second. So, let's work on the top. Now, when I say the top, I mean just the top of the head for now, and then we'll come back later on in the video to do the ears. So for the top, what we do is we're going to come to the front, of course, with the bow tie. We come to the point here where we've got 1 cyan stained clay either side, and we bring it inwards 1 either side using cyan stained clay. In between that, we place 2 stone, and then essentially we bring this row of cyan stained clay forwards to make it look like this, to connect up diagonally to the other cyan stained clay. In these 3 blocks either side, we just place stone, and that pretty much finishes up the endoskeleton, or the top of the endoskeleton, for the head. We're just left with the front. Now again, like what we do before, we're just going to punch the details out, so we just fill it in solid and then punch it out. So let's fill it in solid using the blue stained clay, and then we'll start punching details out afterwards. Now of course you can see that I'm filling in gaps that were previously there, that are intentional, so it overhangs 1 at the front. This whole corner does not exist, we need to punch it out. So, the first row we punch out 1, 2, 3 from the left, the second row is 1, 2, and the 3rd row is just 1, and that gives you a nice effect of the chunk being missing out of the side of the head. Next, what we do on the 3rd row is we leave 2 blocks, punch this one out and go up 1, so going towards the back of the statue. Again, continuing to go back towards the back of the statue, we leave 1 block, punch the next one out, forwards 1 and to the left 1. From this block here, we go to the right twice, and on the 3rd block we punch out, and it looks like this. Of course, if you want to pause, feel free to do so whenever you feel is right. Okay, so moving on. We're going to come to the part of the tutorial that I always love doing, which is the front of the face. Probably the more difficult part. So what we do is we finish up the front of the endoskeleton. So we just fill it in using stone, like so. We're going to change up a few blocks, but don't you worry about that at the moment. So we come to the upper jaw here, where we got the quartz stairs, where we got this blue stained clay, and we bring it inwards twice using light blue stained clay either side. We then link them up like so, so that's a row of 4, and it's a row of 1 either side. We then double it up, so we make it 2 high all the way along, and in the middle 2 blocks we replace them with black wool. We then, in this whole section here, we place 1, 2, 3, 4 light blue stained clay, and just behind these 2 black wool here we place 2 light blue stained clay, raised a block up like so. Okay, so that is the upper jaw complete. Now, what we can do is add the teeth. We'll do that in a second, but we'll add the eyes now, or the front of the face, or the details of the front of the face, should I say. There we go, we got there. So, starting on the left side of the face, right next to this blue stained clay here, we place 1 white wool. We go up 1 and to the right 1. In this gap right there, we place 1 magenta wool, like so. And then the other side of this bump, we place 1 magenta, and we surround it with 3 white wool, and that is the 2 eyes. Right here, in between this 2 light blue stained clay and the stone here, there's a 2 block gap. We place 2 purple or 2 blue stained clay right there. And then on the right side of that block we just placed, we build up 1, 2, 3. On top of the right eye, on the left side of the right eye, we place 1 block right there, and that is that. That's done. This part here. And as for the left side, what we do is we come to this block here, we bring it down 1 to the left 1, and then one final thing that we need to do is replace this 1 block of stone here. We go down diagonal from the cyan, replace it with cyan, like so. Okay, so if you have followed everything so far, you should be left with something like this. Right now, you can see it's looking awfully awfully teethless. We'll sort that in a second. And awfully earless. Again, that will be sorted in a second. So, we're going to do the teeth first, and then we'll come back and do the ears. So, for the teeth, what we do is we go inside the mouth, of course. We fill this remaining gap in with black wool as the base of the mouth. And then what we do is we come to the back of the mouth in the center, like so. We leave a 1 block gap from this light blue stained clay here, and we place a 2x2 of cyan stained clay right there. 2 blocks in from the left, 2 blocks in from the right, 1 in from the back. We place 1 stone brick stair facing in towards it, either side, and we do that exact same on the top, which we are yet to build, I just noticed. Okay, so on top of this 2x2 of cyan, we place 2 stone, and in this whole area here, we just fill this in with stone, and that, I guess, caps off that, and then for this part, we can just use light blue clay, and then stone here. Okay, so that is what it looks like, of the top of the jaw at least, on the inside. So, what we do, as I said, is mirror these on the upper jaw, like so, and it will look like that. Next, what we do is we get our stone brick stairs, we come to this point here, we leave a 1 block gap, so we're going towards the front of the mouth, we place 1 there, and 1 on the opposite side, and again we mirror that on the roof for the upper, I guess, teeth. And then for the final one, we bring it inwards 1 again, but then we bring it closer together. So we place 1 there, and 1 there, so there's not a 2 block gap, but there's a 1 block gap between these two and these two. Again, we mirror that on the roof, and once you've done that, you are left with an effect like this. Now, all we need to do is add the outer teeth, just to finish it off, and then we can get on into adding the ears. Okay, so for the upper row of teeth, this one here, we place 1 facing towards the back of the mouth, same with this one here. For the bottom row, this one here and this one here are also facing towards the bottom of the mouth, but the middle 4 blocks on either one are slightly different. So for the lower jaw, you go towards, away, towards, away, whoops, like that, and you do the exact same on the upper jaw, just upside down. So towards, away, towards, away. And once you've done that, it should look like this. It looks really, really cool so far, I think, at least. All we're missing is the ears, and we will sort that out in a second. But for now, I'm going to fly around the statue, or fly around the head at least, give you guys an opportunity to pause if you need to do so, catch up. It's more of a stop break and more of a catch-up opportunity than it is anything else. So hopefully you guys take advantage of it, catch up if you need to do so, and hopefully be back in the game, as they say. Okay, so as you can see, that is the head done, at least the main parts of the head. As I've mentioned, we still have the ears left, but for now, for the sake of purposes of checking everything is going great, again, I'll take the final cut of the video, and we will be back in a second. So I will see you there. Alrighty guys, so we are back with the final part of this video, so hopefully it shouldn't take too long, and we can wrap things up and make the statue look really awesome, and then you guys can go build some other cool stuff, I guess. So anyways, let's start. So what we're going to do is come to the front of the face, we come to the top of the head, and right where we punched out these 2 blocks right here, on the first one, next to that, to the left of it, we place 1 blue stained clay. Next to that, we place 1 light blue, and next to that, we place 1 blue. Now behind that, we place 3 blue, like so, and we do the exact same on the right side. So we place 3 behind, in row with this, and then 1 blue, 1 light blue, and 1 blue, with it being on the edge, and there being a 2 block gap in the middle. So the left ear and the right ear are very, very similar until you get to the top part. So what we're going to do is we're going to build up 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then for the back row we again build up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the other ear is the exact same. So it's 4 tall and 3 wide by 2 wide, and the other ear again 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so as you can see, that is what it should look like so far for the ears. This is where things get slightly more complicated. So we're going to do the right ear first. On the right ear, what we're going to do is on top of this blue stained clay here, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4. On top of this light blue, we place 1, 2, 3, 4. And on top of this blue, we place 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, where we started placing that, we place 1 in front of blue stained clay, 1 light blue, and 1 blue. And then what we do, on top of the light blue, is we place 2 more, and then we surround it with the blue stained clay. So essentially, it looks like this. The bottom part is 4 tool, the top part is 4 tool, and it connects like that. If you want to, this would probably be a good opportunity to pause. As you can see, it is set 2 blocks of blue stained clay. I'm losing my words here, or losing my train of thought, should I say. Back from the front, and is pretty simple, I guess. So the other ear is slightly more difficult. What we do is on the left side, we bring it up diagonal, and we create a 3x3 platform of blue stained clay. What we then do is we punch out 2 blocks in the middle, and we replace them with light blue, not red, stained clay, like so. And then we double it up, so we place a 3x3 of blue stained clay on top. Now the final block for this whole tutorial, right where we've got these 2 light blue stained clays here, we place 1 cyan, and that's like the wire that connects the ears together. And again, the bottom area is 4 blocks wide, or 4 blocks tall by 2 blocks wide, and then this upper area here is 3x3x2. Okay, so hopefully you got that. That wasn't too difficult, and once you have, congratulations, you have built your own Nightmare Bonnie tutorial. Again, I'm going to back up a bit and let you guys see what it should be looking like. That is what it should look like. Again, go back in the video, see when you want to pause. I will fly around the statue one last time just to give you guys an opportunity to do so, if that's what you desire. But again, I do apologise for the delay in this video, and I really sincerely do mean that. I was originally meant to have it out before I went to Spain, which I failed, and originally then I decided to get out as soon as I got back from Spain, which again failed, and I've actually fell sick this week and also had college this week, which in some cases is 8-hour days as well as my job. So yeah, it kind of sucks. Again, it sucks more for you guys because you guys really wanted this tutorial, and I do appreciate the support you have shown for it, and I do appreciate that a lot of you guys did stop after I did make that video, so it is appreciated, and it really does mean a lot, the support you show. But anyways, enough rambling, we need to end this video now because the video is getting way too long. It's probably well over the hour mark by now, in fact it must be surely. But yeah, anyways, if you did enjoy the new style of tutorial, or the new format at least, where I did it in parts, then definitely let me know down below. It's probably something I won't do in the future much. It was purely because this statue is a real pain. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. Until next time, I've been Tom, and goodbye.
Pull my heart out of my chest, train my mind so I forget. Sink your teeth into my bones, dig me out, then fill the hole. Tear me apart and watch it burn. Tear me apart and watch it burn. All that's left is a window to my soul. Come and get it.